Hello, welcome to Recall Gaming Exploits. We've got a little random news for you today. Well, Valve has announced that Steam's going to have its workshop mods. It's a sort of premium type system going on where you can pay for some mods and stuff like that. I'm not a fan at all. I'll explain why. Now, firstly, before I start, I do think that modders, especially decent modders, should probably get paid for their work. I mean, the fact is, a lot of them do get snapped up by games developers. That's the ultimate goal of modding, aside from being one with the community and just generally making a great thing better. You know, they're fan projects. They're like a gamer's fan fiction. But if you start adding premium content, and we've already seen it, some mods have been taken down due to copyright type, legal type battles where, for instance, another modder has seen some idle animations appear in a mod that was being paid for, and he never went to, you know, charge for his mod that he was using, so he asked the guy to take it down, and it's been removed from Steam within the first day of the system being up. So that's just one of the issues with this. Another issue I have with it is that you're not really I mean, if it keeps going like this and it ends up building some steam, and you're going to lose the free mods, the free modding side of the community. I mean, it may happen, I'm talking in the future. Then you will end up having copyright battles with movie studios and various other things. Let's face it, how many mods have you seen? Total conversion type mods where it's like, hey, let's put Star Trek in this space RTS game. It's not a Star Trek game, but we're going to put the Enterprise and Klingons and Borg and everything in it anyway. And then there's like the Star Wars ones. I mean, it's inevitable that you get Star Wars and Star Trek and now Mass Effect mods for any sort of space RTS game. It's just a fact. It happens, and I mean, most of the time they're really good, and a lot of times they're like reskins and tweaks to like the stats and stuff. So they're really good. A lot of effort put into them, and the models always end up looking great. And well, that won't happen anymore, because as soon as a movie studio turns around and sees, oh well, you know, we have the rights to Star Trek, and they're putting this bloody game without our permission, so they'll just cease and desist, take it down, they're charging for it, and sue the people for charging for the mods in the first place. Plus the fact that the modders only get 25% of all revenue made by each mod. So if I made a sword in Skyrim, because Skyrim's the game that they're premiering it on, their sort of beta testing this whole system on Skyrim right now. If I made a sword on Skyrim, due to Valve's stipulations, you have to earn $100 before you can draw any money out. So it doesn't matter how much profit you make before 100, you have to surpass $100 before you can get your money, which is just their stipulation. That's the way they're doing it. Fair enough. But with the modder only getting 25%, and I think Valve getting 35%, and the developers getting 40%, I think that's how it works. If I got my math wrong, I'm sorry, but I know for a fact that it's 25% from the sources that I've read. That's how much the modders are getting. Well, I'll put it this way: you're gonna have to sell, like, you can't just sell 100 swords. You need to sell 400 swords to make $100. So he needs to so as a modder, I would have to sell 400 swords for $1 to see a penny. So you're really not getting much at all for their work. Not enough in my opinion anyway. If there was some kind of Patreon type system like a lot of YouTubers have been using, or some form of, I don't know, other form of monetization like a donation or like a Kickstarter or something, then I think that would be a lot better, because it'd be completely community driven. But as it stands right now, if they're making profit from potentially copyrighted material, then that's just not going to exist anymore. We're not going to see Batman in Grand Theft Auto or the Hulk in Grand Theft Auto. We're not going to see any crazy mods like that. Those mods will be dead if this builds steam and the premiums end up becoming the norm. Essentially, you're paying. It's another form of microtransactions as well. Personally, I don't think I'll ever pay for a mod. Not because I don't think the modders deserve the money, but because I don't want to support this kind of system coming to the forefront. There's a lot of loopholes, and it's not been well thought out. It's not been well planned. They've just sort of put it on there and hoping to discover the problems after the fact. So there's going to be a lot of people that are going to want refunds. That's another thing, the refund system. When you think about it, how many times have you downloaded a Steam mod, a workshop mod, and the game's had an update, a patch, and it's broken the mod. Well, that means that that mod doesn't work anymore. If that modder isn't supporting the mod after the fact, then you'll never be able to use that mod again, and you won't be able to get a refund because you only have a 24-hour refund window according to Steam. So, I mean, you could have that mod for like 2 days, gone. Doesn't work again, ever again. You just paid £2.50 or $2 for that mod. It's a bit ridiculous, really. The fact is that mods can be unreliable. Some modders can be really great and support their mods and make them better over time and end up being classics. But it's not good if you've got one of those modders that just doesn't support it, and then you've just spent money and then you don't get your product. Because essentially, they're turning mods from sort of fan fiction, community-driven stuff into products. That's the definition. Now, charging for this, so now that's a product, we can review it, we can turn around, we can hold these people accountable for things they haven't done. Most of the time it's just sort of a fan sort of thing, I sort of just made this. If it worked, it worked. If it didn't, it didn't. If it worked, awesome. If it didn't, well, okay, fair enough. Or it was cool whilst it worked, you know? And if it was that good, then someone would come along and another modder would come along and mod it to make it work if the original modder didn't want to do it. That's another thing. Other modders can't work on other modders' work. If someone's charging for their mod and then another modder comes along and enhances that mod or adds to it like they would now, that wouldn't happen, because if the original modder didn't want the secondary modder to to add to their original mod, or like mess with their original mod at all, then that means that they can take them to legal grounds on that one. There's just too much. It creates competition, which is unnecessary. It creates legal battles. It creates copyright issues. Charging in this way causes so many issues. It is unreal. It does sort of betray the community-driven aspect of it, but at the same time, it's just, I don't see that many positives from it. I mean, yeah, some people saying, oh, it can drive to bring better quality mods to the market. Well, that's all. I don't know. That depends on the modder, because you've got some modders that are well experienced and they will put more effort into the mods and make great mods. But then it leaves less room for people to get into the modding community because they're still learning, and it's just going to put people off, because people aren't going to be doing it anymore just for the fun of doing it. Because there's a lot of work that goes into mods, and people do it most of the time as a hobby. If they go down this route, then there's going to be people going to modding for the profit, and it's a bit misguided to do it that way. There's just too much. It's just too much hassle. They haven't nailed the whole aspect, or every aspect down for this to work. They need to have a plan for every single instance, and they just don't. Or if they do, they haven't outlined it yet, so everyone's a bit confused as to what's going to happen under certain negative things have occurred. I don't know. I don't think it's going to turn out good in this format. I think it might be something they'd have to take away and look into again, or just have a big reshuffle, rethink, and I don't know, bring forth a different format, a different way of paying for it. Like I said, there's the whole Patreon thing. There's donations they could do. If they do donations, though, I mean, to be honest, as a community, we could start donating to modders more. Frankly, if a modder puts up I think modders should just start making donation pages. Here, donate to me if you like my shit. And people should just donate to them if they like their shit. And I think that'd probably be the best way to do it. It removes a lot of the legal proceedings. It keeps things sort of within the community. It keeps it all light-hearted. And if someone wants to add to another mod, they're not encroaching on their profits. Because I mean, if you take someone's mod and make it better, then the original person who made the original mod is going to lose all of their profits from that mod, because people are going to be getting the enhanced version of that mod. There's so many things that can go wrong. So many things. Modding community is just too unpredictable for a nailed down, regulated marketplace to occur. Really isn't. I mean, that's like trying to turn YouTube into a marketplace. I don't charge for my videos. You guys watch my videos, I let some ads go on some of my videos, and maybe one day in the future I might make some pennies out of it, and I do mean pennies. But I mean, I do this for fun. And if YouTube changed and made it so we'd have to charge for each video, I think a lot of people would just stop watching YouTube, because you could like pay 10p to watch a fucking video, and then you'd end up with a product that is lackluster and poor, or that you don't agree with, you don't like it, and then you've already paid for that, you can't ask for a refund. Do you see what I mean? It's really bad. But yeah, thank you for watching Really Cool Gaming Exploits. Do that stuff that everyone tells you to do. I think it's a bad idea. I think it's something that they need to rethink, pull it off Steam, rethink it, rework it, bring it back better than ever, and work more towards the community than towards profit. That's not going to happen though, because let's face it, we live in a world of capitalism and everything is made for profit nowadays. But yeah, goodbye.